Hey guys, what's up? It's BG Ballers here, and I'm bringing you guys another episode of NBA Live. And what I want to talk about in this episode is just like how the title says, it's defensive tips. This is in case you guys aren't really too good at playing defense or stopping the other opponent. This is just one tip that I do that might help you guys out. I've gotten a bunch of questions asking me for help, so I figured I'd make this little quick video explaining defense and the way I play it. So what the way I play it is how you saw me do right there at the start. Right before the tip off, I usually just press start and I go to team management and coach settings, I think it is, and I set pretty much the to play to play the other to play the offensive player to play them tight, on ball and off ball, and depending on which team they choose, like let's say they choose the Knicks, I would select to double team Melo on catch, and pretty much the way I figure out if I want to double team or not is depending on their superstar and also depending on whether they have good spot up shooters or not, as the two or the point guard or the two other slots besides their bigs. That way, in case they do have good shooters, I don't want to double team, so I don't leave them open. But if they don't, I usually just double team. But pretty much what you want to do is you want to set a tight defense. That way, when they get, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a bunch of lazy passes that are made in this game. So if you have the defender playing tight, there's a chance that your defender will end up reaching for the ball, or maybe you switch to him and you end up stealing it by manually pressing X or something, and you get a steal like how you see in a bunch of these clips. You'll see me get a bunch of steals, or the computer jumps up and tips the ball, or other scenarios like that where the reason why I do that is since they're playing so tight on the man, they're usually around when the ball's in the air. So if they're around when the ball's in the air, there's a good chance that they'll go reach in or something. But it all pretty much depends on your player's defense as well. So pretty much Iguodala, you'll see that he got a bunch of steals since he's high defensive rate. So that always helps out too. But yeah, if you guys play with the tight defense, the way I do it, I've been doing this since probably 2007, NBA Live 2007, is I roam around with the center. I don't get why people uh, hate it. Well, I guess I would hate it too if I was getting stopped a lot. But yeah, just roam around with the center. Look for depending, like I said earlier, depending if you set to double team, what you want to do is look at to see who the person on your defense is leaving open to go double team, and just start roaming around that area, since usually what happens is the person sees that a double team's coming and they want to pass it to wherever the double team's coming from. So if, let's say, my two man leaves his two man wide open, he's usually gonna want to throw it to the two man. So what I do is, I at first I notice to see who's the one going to double team, and once I figure it out, I usually just start roaming around uh, where that offensive player is at. That way, in case he notices a double team coming, I'll be in the area to either tip the ball away or get the steal, or just not give them an open shot. So that's the way it works for me. I've done it since forever. The another thing I like is I like having a defensive center. So like I like playing with Bogut. I like playing with DeAndre Jordan, Roy Hibbert, anybody that's usually long and has good blocking ability. Those are the centers I like to play with. But pretty much it works with any center as long as you're smart about what you're doing. And like I said, I've been doing this since NBA Live 2007, so I've had a bunch of practice with this defense. I always tell people it's gonna be hard at first since they don't really understand how to roam around and all that with the center. So it's hard for people to adjust. But once you get it down, it's probably the easiest defense you can play, and it pays off so well. But that's pretty much gonna be it for this video, guys. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Also, what I want to ask you guys is if you guys want to see me play with certain teams, leave it in the comment section and leave the team you want to see me play with, and I will play with those teams. I don't really care who it is. I'll play with anybody, but uh, yeah, just if you guys are interested in watching it with certain teams, just let me know and I'll choose those teams. I end up showing my record right here at the not my record, but the streak I'm on. I had at least the 5 game winning streak. I don't know what it's at. I think my record's 14-4. That's pretty bad for me. I feel like I shouldn't have lost some of those games, but whatever. All right, guys.